This morning my wife and I had a conversation, and really this has been something that has been on my heart for a long time that I've really been trying to try out. I think as guys, as men in particular, maybe women too, I don't know, I'm not a woman, but you guys can be the judge of that if you're a lady watching this. But if we're good at something and people tell us that we're good at something and value us for that, we tend to want to continue to do that. So whenever somebody asks us to do that, we say yes, because we find value in it. Even if we enjoy it, or even if we don't enjoy it because somebody else is enjoying the fruits of our labor, we tend to say yes. And what I'm realizing in my life is that I say yes to too many things, and it robs me of the opportunity to do other things. I might have mentioned this in another video, but I'll give you a classic example of this. We ran out of dishwashing detergent, the dishwashing soap, at the house. This was a couple days ago, so maybe Monday night. And we had a lot of dishes. We go through a lot of dishes, sadly. My kids like to take a cup out of the cupboard, drink some water, and put it in the dirty dishes with all the other dirty dishes, and therefore it becomes dirty and worthless. So we got a lot of dirty dishes. So I'm like, hey babe, do we have any dishwashing detergent? No. Hey kid, you go get some. Yeah, I'll go get some later today. Okay, cool. So I go off to work, and I come back home, and there's no dishwashing detergent, which in and of itself is not that big of a deal. But we got a lot of dishes, and now we got even more because the kids are done with school, and so they're back. And so I'm like, hey, did you get the dishwasher? No, I forgot, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. I'll go get some a little later. Why don't you just do it by hand? And I've learned slowly that there are certain things you just don't mention. There are just certain things you just don't talk about. Like, I could have said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to da-da-da. But at that point, I think it probably would have just caused some unnecessary friction. That might be really petty to you, but, hey. Certain things it's not a big deal. So as I was thinking about it, going, yeah, I could wash these by hand. There's enough of them that, and I'm meticulous enough and I'm slow enough that there's enough of them that it would probably take me about an hour and a half. Now, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. But it'd probably take about an hour and a half. We live almost right across the street from a grocery store. It would take me 10 minutes, less if I drove, but 10 minutes to walk over there, get some dishwashing detergent, come back, let's say another 15 to 20 minutes to rinse the dishes and load the dishwasher. Let's say 20 on the high side, that's 30. And then another minute to turn it on. So let's say 35 minutes to do a task that would have taken me an hour and a half. And so I said, no, I'm going to go and I'm going to get the dishwashing detergent. Why? Because my time is too valuable. My time is too valuable to do some of these things myself. I need to outsource them. That's the beauty of technology, is that we have the power to outsource. Well, similarly, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I'm feeling overloaded, if I'm feeling stressed out, if I'm feeling pressure, some of that's legit and some of that's good, and we need to do something with it. But others of it is self-imposed. It's self-imposed because we don't know how to say no. Recently, I do some singing with my church, and I just said, hey, look, I can't do this. I have to resign. We don't really do official resignations or anything like that. It's not like this astute position or whatever. But I just said, hey, look, I can't come anymore. I can't do this anymore. It makes my Sundays hectic and crazy, and I have to get to church super early, and it's not that I'm not good at it. It's not that I can't do it. It's not that I don't provide value. It's not that it's not valuable to me. It's just that there are other things that are more valuable at this juncture in my life than being on a worship team. So I said no. Now, some people got issues with that. Some people have problems with that. I pinched hit just this past weekend, which is fine, but I didn't show up early to the practice. I didn't engage in all these kinds of things. Why? Because it's not something that is of value when compared to other parts of my life. I value more the peace in my home when we're not stressed out having to get out the door on a Sunday morning. I value the peace in my own life when I get to spend some time just me and God in the morning. Spend some time just me meditating, me taking care of me and me taking care of my family on a Sunday morning than stressing out having to get somewhere, drive 2 cars, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Again, it's outsourcing. There's more than enough guys that can take my place. There's more than enough guys that can do the songs that I do and da-da-da-da-da. So in the grand scheme of things, me saying no, while it's a detriment to some level, it's not a detriment in every level, and it gives me back the time that is valuable to me and therefore allows me to be less stressed and have less pressure. That's self-imposed. It's self-imposed stress and pressure. It's not even like others imposed. It's simply no. Another thing, I get tasked a lot with doing graphic design work. Now, I have a very busy schedule. I have a very busy job on multiple levels. And so graphic design work, while I'm good at it and enjoy it and have fun doing it, and again, enjoy providing value, enjoy being able to give, love, and serve friends and family and community in this aspect, are there other people that can do it? Is that a valuable way to spend my time? And so the answer is no. In the grand scheme of things, the answer is no. And so what do? I outsource. I give the job to other people. I delegate it out to others, and then I manage the process. So, in thinking about your life, what areas do you feel stressed and strained in? What areas do you feel like you don't have time? You're not living the life that you want to live. You're somehow living less effectively. Look at those areas then that you're spending your time on and go, do I need to be doing that? If the answer is yes, then hey, you got to do it. But really ask yourself, do I really need to be doing that? And the better question is, rather than do I need to be doing that, it's what will happen if I say no? What will happen if this doesn't get done? If nothing happens, if it doesn't get done, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. It's pointless. If there's going to be an impact, but that impact can be minimized by having somebody else do it, or having somebody else do part of the process instead of all of the process, and you manage that process, then delegate. Delegate. Because here's the reality. You have 24 hours in a day. You cannot make time. I hate it when people say, oh, I need to make time for that. No, you can't make time. It's impossible to make time. You will never make time. God and the universe have set in place 24 hours in a day. You cannot get 26 hours in a day. It is impossible. We do not have a time machine. Otherwise, I'd go back and get more hair. It is impossible to get more time. So what do? You have to manage the time that you have been given. And by managing the time you've been given, you have to do things that are in line with what your values are. And then in doing things in what you value are, you're going to have to say no to the things that you don't value. We all have things that we have to do, whether we value them or not. Pay taxes, whatever. But there's a ton of things in our life, and I know a ton of things in your life that you do that you don't have to do. And so you can delegate or you can say no. All I'm saying is look at it. All I'm saying is do an assessment. All I'm saying is take the time, look at what you do, especially look at the stuff that doesn't bring you life. Look at the stuff that you do that doesn't excite you. Look at the stuff that you do that doesn't fire you up, and see if you can't eliminate, or delegate any of those things. So, guys, hope that's helpful. I know it's something that's been on my mind and on my heart for a little bit. My wife and I had a conversation about it earlier this morning, and so I wanted to share a little bit of insight that I've had with y'all. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. If not, you're probably doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. Talk to you later.